Right, I'm back. Now we're going to do another stitch. And I'm going to continue on this bit so you can see each one. So I need to do a few, 2 or 3 rows. Keep them the same. I'm going to keep the same amount of stitches. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting, slip one, knit one. But we're on the purl side. So then we purl. 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5, 6, and there should be 6 on this side as well. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you knit the last 2. And if you see on the reverse side, we've got the 2 that we always knit. So we're just going to turn that over. I'll swap it round, pull some wool out so you've got plenty to go on. There's my cable needle. And I need to do at least 4 rows to get the straight bit that I need for the next one that I'm going to show you. So slip one, and we're just going to knit right across. There's lots and lots of stitches, patterns using just 1 or 2 stitches that you can do, and I'm just going to share that with you. So again, just going to do a couple of rows, slip one, knit one, and purl across, and then I can start with the pattern, a different one. I mean, this is slow for me, so it's and working on a desk rather than having my needles loose with movement. A bit limited really with the movement that I've got. So we're going to start on the next pattern. So I've got my straight bit there to work from. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to do another couple of rows because it's not too much. I need a bit for you to see where it starts and finishes. I just thought I'll continue on this strip. What you can do is knit yourself a strip like this using the patterns that you're going to use in a block. Say if you did an 8-inch square or a 12-inch square, you can work out a pattern, and I'll show you that in the next video, how I work out the patterns in my head. I put it down on paper if I'm showing somebody else. So slip one, oops, slip one, knit one, and purl the next row, then we can start on the next pattern. Hopefully you can see this all right. Now you don't have to be a fast knitter, anything like that. Take your time, it will grow, and you'll get faster as you get used to it. So here we are. Now you'll be able to see what the pattern's like. So we always do the first 2, which keeps this edge. And like I've done on here, see, I've always knit 2 in between. Each pattern is 2 in between. That way you can keep your eye on what you're doing basically. Slip one, knit one. Now what I'm going to do is take the cable needle and I'm just going to cable 2 to the back and knit the next 2 off the main needle. Keep that out separate. 1, 2, then cable 2 off the cable needle. Just watch that doesn't come off, like that, and do exactly the same again. Oh wait a minute, let me work this out. 1, 2 to the back, cable 2, 1, No, it's not going to work out like that. Right, okay, so I've got 2, 4, I need 6, 2, 4, 6. That leaves me with 4. No, I'm going to continue. We'll continue. 2 to the back. And so basically we're going to repeat the middle pattern 3 times. We're just cabling 2 stitches. Oops, pulled that one off. There we go. Put that back on there, mate. Attack it from behind. 1, 2. 1, just 2, then cable. 2. You don't have to, like I say, do as many like I've done here. There's like 3 stitches to each one. You could do 4 stitches to each one, 5 stitches to each one. You can just do 1. I've got 3 cables here. I'm going to twist them. Okay. You can do as many stitches as you want in your cable. You just work out what your pattern is. Slip 1, knit 1, and then purl. Remember the first row back, the purl row after you've done your cable, can be a little bit tricky or a little bit tight, but the rest of it won't be. It's just till you get used to it, because you have actually crisscrossed your wool and stretched it a little. And the oh sorry, one more to go. And the next one, knit 2 at the end. And you'll see this coming together. See, we've gone 1, 2, 3. Now, where we've gone 1 coming out there, 1 coming out there, you could have done it like 2 coming out there and 2 coming out there, so you've like a triple row. But that's another time, I'll show you. That's a little bit more complicated. Slip 1. You can have, instead of having 1 lot coming out, you could have 2 coming out of the same one. It's with cable knit you can do so many different patterns. And I have to say, I've just been on the internet to look for this one, so because I've forgotten the name of that set, and you can't find that pattern online. I've found one, but it didn't name what the pattern was, what that particular set was. So I've only found 1 pattern, 1 person with that on, and didn't name that one. Isn't that weird? And that is one of the oldest cable knits, that one. That set I'm on about. You don't see it on jumpers, Aran jumpers and that anymore like you used to. It must be too complicated for some people. Or the knitters of today very rarely do that particular stitch. I mean, I've been doing it since I was a teenager, so... Right, just make sure you've got enough wool. Again, slip 1, knit 1, and then we purl. And then knit your last 2. But yeah, I like knitting squares and I put them together and make blankets. I've got several blankets on the go at the moment. When COVID started and the lockdown, we had the lockdown, the first lockdown, the shop where I bought the wool shut and I wasn't able to buy my wool anymore, which was a pain in the backside. Right, 1, 2, and I'm going to cable that again, I think, yeah. 1, 2, we'll only do 4. No, 2 more rows and then I'll cable. I want you to see the pattern properly. Well, that would be a tight cable, that.
Charlie.
Yeah, I'm just filming.
I need some string.
Well, come and get it then. Oh, sorry, I've done it again. Sorry about that. I am trying to film. He's always managed to do it, hasn't he? Those who have followed me long enough know. I'm filming. Okay. So, you can see where I crossed over. We're going to do exactly the same thing again. So slip one, knit one, take 2 stitches to the back, knit 2 from your main needle, move that out of the way. They can get in the way, just push them out of the way. I hold them with my other fingers. So knit your second stitch, and then you need to knit the 2 off the cable needle, and you do that twice more, so you have 3 lots. So we go 1, 2 to the back, knit 2 off your main needle, sorry, and 2 from your cable needle. Oops, now I've pulled my needle off. Don't worry about it. Just pop it back on really carefully. Like that, and you need that last stitch. That's it. And make sure you stitch it. Like that. And then we're doing that again. 1, 2 to the back. 2 from your main needle, and then stitch the 2 from your cable needle. Remember, this is the row that's going to be tight when you're purling back the next one. Okay, slip one, knit one, and then purl back very carefully. And then knit the last 2 stitches. Now let's have a look, see how we've got on. There you go, look. You see how we're doing that? And then the next one will rope round. So we'll just do that again. Knit a couple of rows, knit and purl a row 2 or 3 times. You make these twists as long as you want. I generally do them in 6 rows. And do it on the 6th row. So I'm back on the purl row, slip one, knit one, and purl that back. Oops, last 2. I get carried away sometimes. When I'm doing a pattern and it's like an 8-inch square, something like that, I don't miss this because you can see it clearly. See, I've done that twist. So we want 2 more rows and then we can twist it again. slip one, knit right across, but by doing the two on the sides, the two knit on both sides, two knit stitches, it does keep your edging neat, so when you're sewing it up it's really neat. You can just do one if you want to. Slip one, knit one, purl back, and then we're going to do the cable stitch next, the cable row. Last two stitches knits. See, like that. Now watch what happens when we twist it again. So we've twisted it there, we've twisted it there, now we're going to twist it there. So slip one, knit one, take your cable needle, and you're going to go two to the back, knit two from your main needle, knit the two from the cable needle, do the same again, slip two to the back, knit two from the main needle, and then slip the knit the two from the cable needle, and repeat that again. Two to the back, then knit two from the main needle, from the cable needle, watch they don't slip off the main needle, and knit those two. Look, you get a totally different pattern. All on 12 stitches. Slip one, knit one, purl right across to the last two. Remember, this is the one that will be a little bit tighter because it's the first one after the cable row, so just go easy with it. Last two, knit, again, knit straight, slip one and knit straight across, if you wrap the wool around your winder, hold on to your wool with 3 fingers, but wrap it round that one to the end, you've got control of it. So that wool will only go where you make it go. Let's just do that again. Slip one, knit one, and then purl across to the last two. So this is going to be part 3. Oh, sorry, nearly did it again. I'm going to be showing you several ways of doing cable stitching, cable patterns. Let's see how we've got on. There we go, see? And that's just by cable 2 back, two back, two back, two back. That's all you're doing. So that's that one. We'll just do one more, I think, so you can actually see it, what it looks like. So I've just, oh, slip one off. I'll do another knit row and a purl row, and then we'll cable it again to give you a better idea. I like doing these little test pieces because this is where you can create, make your own patterns up. You could like just do 20 stitches and make your own pattern up from that 20 stitches. Slip one, knit one, and then purl across to the last two and knit two. There we go, knit the last two there, that's that done. Yeah, it's a really nice pattern. I think we'll go on to something else because you can see that it just continually does that. Now, the other one is a slightly different. Let me just see if I can do it. It's a slightly different stitch. So for 1, 2. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to. Let me just remember which. Well, we'll do this one. Go into the back of the stitch. So you're going into the back of the stitch and go 1, 2. Like that. So I've got 4. That's 4 on there. We'll go into 3, the back of 3, I think. Gone into the back of 3, and then that's 5. 1, 2, 4, 5, and then we can cable 3. Yeah, we'll do that, I think. So we're going to take 3. We've gone into the back of each of those, and now we're going to cable 3. To the back and do 1, just 2, 3, then knit the one off the cable, one, just 2, 3. And then what we need to do, so we've done 1 twist, we now need to do no, we're just going to do that, keep doing that, 1 into the back of the stitch, just 2, 3, and then knit 2 at the end. Okay, let's have a look at this one. So we slip 1, knit 1, and then we're just going to purl back normal. And then we've gone into the back of that stitch, knit 1, knit 2. So see how we've done 1 twist. So but all of a sudden your knit stitches are going to change slightly because we've gone into the back of the stitch. You might have seen it better with chunky wool, but never mind. So we're just going to knit the first 2, again knit into the back of the stitch, 1, 2, 3, and then just knit normal in the front of the stitch for the 6 you've used on your cable, and then you knit through the back of the stitch on the last 3 and the normal 2 stitches at the end, like that. You'll see a difference. Coming back, we're just doing the same thing, slip 1, knit 1, purl right the way across to the last 2 and knit 2. Not so easy. Last 2 is to knit them. Okay, here we go. See how these have gone like weird? They've like overlapped each other. Where that's nice and neat, now you start to get like a pattern. So again, slip 1, knit 1, knit 3 in the back of the stitch. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to twist it just yet, so we're just going to do 6 normal stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, and knit 3 into the back of the stitch. So that would be a normal way into the front. We're going into the back of the stitch, and then 2 normal stitches. Slip 1, knit 1. Hopefully I can twist it again before the camera cuts out. What have we got? Oh, I don't know. Well, we'll have to come back and do another one. Remember to stitch 2 knit stitches at the end. Now we're going to cable. See, we've got a twist there. So we're going to cable this one. So it's slip 1, knit 1 normal, knit 1 through the back of the stitch, 2, and a 3rd one, like that. Cable and put 3 stitches to the back. Knit 3 from your normal needle, main needle should I say, and then knit the 3 from the cable stitch, and then 3 through the back of the stitch, and then 2 normal stitches. And let's see if we can get back and show you what it looks like. Slip the first one on the purl row, knit 1, purl right the way across to the last 2 stitches, and then knit 2. Last 2 stitches, and there you go.